Welcome back, peeps, to Mind Over Matter, and here we have the DIY for creating the wreath. And so far I'm just taking the tags off of the wreath, and then the next thing I need to do is take the little wire garland with the graduation caps off. Now this task took a little while because within the wreath there was a lot of pipe cleaners that held that specific piece in place. So I had to make sure that I didn't undo the wreath itself and just look and make sure that I'm undoing the correct wire as I'm going through. So as I pull away, I made sure to look at where exactly I have pulled the pipe cleaner so that I'm able to go back and rewire or re-ribbon exactly where I took that off. And it was a little difficult, so I actually had to cut the garland itself because it was quite stuck in one of the places. They did a really good job in making sure that it was secure. So with a little assistance and a little tug and pull, I was able to free up the wire and get it off the wreath. I was then able to take off the sticker because it was not very secure or fastened, so I just took it right off and set it aside so I was able to put it inside my daughter's scrapbook. They were really neat stickers and really held together, so I didn't want to waste. And I'm going to continue to remove the garland from around the wreath. Now once I cut it, it was a lot easier to get it all off, which is great because at first I was getting a little frustrated with this wire. But as you can see, once I cut it through and was able to really pinpoint exactly where it was fastened, it was very easy to get the garland off. And so here we have just the pipe cleaners and the actual garland, or I'm sorry, the wreath itself, which is a beautiful iridescent piece. I then began to use the new ribbon with the green and the aqua, and I was able to go around in the same manner that the garland was in, which I absolutely, this was my favorite part. Just, you know, putting in place exactly what I wanted it to look like and going around in a circle. And then later on in the DIY, I actually add more ribbon just because it was a little thinner than I wanted it to be, but it was perfect actually in the end. So it always comes together nicely now, doesn't it? So here I am fastening it to the actual pipe cleaners that are inside or tucked away within the wreath, which made it so much easier, so I did not have to use a hot glue gun, which is fantastic. The less stuff that you have to use to put something together, the better it is. So because this was already pre-done, then it just made it all the more easy to get the entire ribbon all the way around. So as I go around the wreath, it's starting to take shape, and there are different strategic places where I have put them together with the pipe cleaner. And the great thing about it is that the pipe cleaners are white, so you're not really able to see them unless I've pointed them out to you. Like right there, you can see one coming out that way, or there's a few under there, but for the most part, you can't really see them. And I'm just in love with how this wreath was put together because it just seems so simple and just so elegant and so beautiful. So once everything is said and done, the wreath will look like this. And now you can see where I have cut the ribbon, and now I'm going to attach it to the very final section where it's meeting the beginning where I first started wrapping it around. And this isn't going to be perfect, friends. This is just something for fun that I thought I could put together, and it may not look as perfect as the ones that are out there for sale, but it is mine and I'm excited and it's going to look fabulous. So as I attach the last part of it, you're going to be able to see how cute this whole thing looks. I apologize, you're not able to really see the process of how I'm attaching it over there, but once it's all hidden and said and done, I can show you the finished product. And all you really want it to look like is that the ribbon has found its way around the wreath in itself. And here I'm adjusting a little bit of the ribbon so it doesn't look wonky. It looked a little off, so here I am adjusting it. And so here is what the finished product looks like. So you've got the ribbon all the way around. Now we're going to move on to creating our little dolphin friend and writing my name across the body of this little dolphin. And what I'm going to do is use Tulips Glitter Silver Puffy Paint, and this will take at least overnight to dry. So as I take this puffy paint, I need to make sure that I get all the air out of it, because sometimes it tends to squirt out air and also puffy paint and just makes a big mess. So that's why I'm tapping it up against the little glue pack there, just to get enough of air out so I'm able to hand write my name onto the dolphin. And at one point I thought I was going to be able to use the one side and realize I needed to turn it to the other side. So here you are seeing me create this one more time on the other side. Now on the other side there was a sticker, and I was able to take that sticker off without problems. And now I'm going to go ahead and use my tulip glitter to create my little design and write my name on the front. I apologize that the camera is not facing where the work is. It's a little difficult to get the camera to stand and be in a position where you can see the whole thing. I am using my iPad at this point. But you're able to see some of the lettering come to life as I'm writing my name and just giving it some curly, just pizzazz. You know, teachers just get a little bit crazy with their lettering, and they just want things to look cute and sweet. So we're coming towards the end of the creation here, and then I'm going to add a few embellishments just to give it that cute little just a little extra. And of course we're going to end it with a curly at the end. And now we're going to go ahead and add some glitter and embellishments around the fin and the tail. And then we've got a few more things we want to add to it. Once the glitter or the puffy paint actually dries, it will not look as white as it does in this film. It will actually dry in a glitter puff, so it will look very cute against that aqua dolphin. So now as we're getting to the end of our little embellishment, you're able to see how our little dolphin looks, and we have to set him to the side so he dries. And there he is. All right. Of course, I need to take my own advice. Less is more. Okay, so now what we want to do is make sure, since in this process I had to make sure that I used the flowers, I pulled them off the stem and I set the stem to the side, but I made sure to keep the leaves because I'm going to actually place them strategically within the flowers that I've already placed onto the wreath. Of course, these silly little stems were giving me a hard time, but I wanted to show you how you could just easily pop them off of the stem, and then you can either cut them down the middle or keep them together. and you can, just with a hot glue gun, decide where you're going to place them. And I place some in a single and some in a double. It just really depends on what your design is going to be. And the flowers are already done. I was able to get that done ahead of time. And then I was able to do the flip-flops. And all I did was take that same ribbon and wrap them around the actual flip-flop plastic, tie a bow, and that was it. So it was this ribbon that I actually ended up using to tie around those flip-flops. And they just turned out really, really cute. And then, of course, we're going to take our dolphin and we're going to put some glue on the back of him. He actually was, I tried to use one side of that and I just had to one side of the dolphin, and you can see where I made a boo-boo, and so now I'm using the other side, and I'm going to go ahead and glue just the tail and the nose to the parts of the wreath that I want him to stick. And then I'm going to see how he does, or how he fares, as far as when I lift the wreath and how much extra glue he'll need so that everything stays up and pretty and secure. So once I've looked and seen just some of the different pieces or are sticking out and they need extra glue, then I'll go ahead and just use that glue stick, or that the glue gun, and just adhere it to the space where it needs to be so that I'm able to get it nice and secure. And it seems like it's almost there, but I need to probably add a little more glue. So stay with me. Probably going to have to put the camera down to add more glue. Okay, so here we have the finished touch, the finished wreath with the little flip-flops and the flowers and the dolphin, and I am so happy about how the wreath turned out. Thanks for watching, friends.